Hey everyone, Dr. Steve here and Dr. Tim, the Ouch Doctors. We're here for one more exciting episode of New Thinking About Old Pain. And today I am excited to be sharing with you some strategies for how to hypnotize yourself. Check it out.
Howdy, Dr. Steve Taubman. Of course, I'm Dr. Tim Warren, and we are the Ouch Doctors. We are both retired chiropractors. We are here and dedicated to helping you minimize chronic pain with mind-body methods, but we are not your doctors. We're not your therapists. Those are both needed professions, but we don't fulfill that role. We're here to just give you some awesome information and take any questions that you may have back to your regular doctors, ask them, and use us as a trusted resource as well. So with that said, join us at theouchdoctors.com for pick up your Freedom from Pain kit. You can watch all our trainings by signing up at our YouTube channel, New Thinking About Old Pain. And Steve, tell us about self-hypnotism for pain relief.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited about sharing this with you here today. And of course, please do by all means, if you have a question, just put it up for us and we'll try to get to it. What we're going to talk about today is how you can hypnotize yourself. Now, for those of you who have ever experienced hypnosis, you know the power that hypnosis offers. For those of you who haven't, you're in for a treat because it's a remarkable adjunct. It's a remarkable tool for helping you to change the way your subconscious mind works and therefore how you respond to things like pain, anxiety, and other possible obstacles to your health and well-being. Now, hypnosis, in essence, is the act of removing what's called the critical factor, meaning the part of your brain that thinks it knows everything and doesn't want any new information in. And so as a hypnotist, my job when I am working with you is to quiet and calm your mind, bring you to a state of consciousness where you are receptive, open to new information, and to speak directly to your subconscious mind, that deep well of belief and emotion that essentially runs your life so that you can reinterpret how you experience pain and trauma and grow your life in a much more effective way. Now, the beauty of this is that the techniques that I use as a hypnotist can be used by you, for you, without ever having to go see a hypnotist. Now, granted, there are lots of nuances and lots of ways that what I do can be more complex and perhaps a little bit more fulfilling than doing it yourself, but absolutely nothing wrong with doing a self-hypnosis experience. And that's what we're going to talk about today, how you can utilize very, very few tools to make yourself a great hypnosis patient and a great hypnotist as well. And all you need is one of these, because we're going to use this as a recording device. And all you need is a recording device and a piece of paper to write a few things down. In fact, I would encourage you right now to have a piece of paper handy because we got a lot to talk about. There you go. Dr. Tim is a big believer in the journal. Get that journal out and put some notes in the journal. So guys, we're going to talk about the 6 steps in self-hypnosis, and they are the 6 R's, the 6 R's. The first R, we're going to go through these one by one. The first R is review. What are you going to review? Well, this is going to be used sitting down with your paper and your pen or in front of your laptop and typing into a Word document. You're going to review 2 things, and these are preparations for creating the hypnotic script that you're going to be using. The first thing you're going to review is your negativity, the things that are in your way. What are the things that are blocking you from achieving what you want to achieve in your life? The best way to do that is with something called sentence stems. A sentence stem is simply writing the beginning of a sentence and then answering or finishing the sentence over and over again quickly over a period of time in order to sort of farm the information that's kind of hidden in your subconscious mind. So for example, you might write at the top of a piece of paper, one thing that's blocking me is, and then you set a timer for a minute and you start writing quickly, my lack of ambition, my insecurity, my fear, my shame, the noise in my house, my dog, my parents, my uncle, whatever it is, whatever pops into your mind, you just answer that, finish that sentence over and over again. What we're trying to do is to get all of the negative, all of the things that are hidden in the background about what's blocking you from taking the next step in life, what's blocking you from being able to step out of your pain. And so another sentence stem you might use is, the reason I live in pain is, the reason I live in pain is, and some of your early answers might be, I have arthritis, or I have fibromyalgia, or any number of diagnostic reasons, which, by the way, are not good reasons to have pain, because none of those require you to have pain, which we've already discussed in the past. But you want to get those out on paper. You also want to get all the other reasons. Again, maybe one of the reasons that you live in pain is because you don't take the time to do the things you need to do, or because you have no confidence in your doctor, or because you forget to take your pills, or whatever it happens to be. We want all of the reasons, all of the blockages on a piece of paper, because we're going to be using them in our hypnotic script shortly. So that's the first part of review, is you're reviewing the negatives, the blocks, the reasons that are standing in the way of getting the results you want. And the second part of your review is a review of where you want to be, how you want to be living your life. What does your life look like when you are free of pain, or when you're free of whatever obstacle you're facing? When I'm free of anxiety, I will go out and take trips. I will sit out on the back porch and watch my kids play in the pool and breathe in deeply the clean, clear air. And what you want to do is want to create an image, a vivid image of what your life looks like. The things that perhaps you've dared not imagine because you've gotten so used to staying stuck in your pain and in your dysfunction. But now I want you to imagine, to visualize, to pretend, to make believe that everything is behind you. All of those problems are behind you. And I want you to write at length about what your life looks like on the other side of this difficulty that you've been experiencing. So having done those two things, what you've now done is you have reviewed the two most important parts of any hypnotic process. One, where you're trying to go, and two, what's in the way. If we can get clear on what's in the way and where you're trying to go, we're halfway home. So that's the first step. Dr. Tim, I'm going to stop for a moment and see if you or anyone else has any questions about step one.
You know me so well, Dr. Steve. I do have a couple of things. First of all, I'm just so excited that a lot of the stuff that we have dovetails together so beautifully. Like we've talked about these two items before, but not in this sequence.
That's right. That's right.
It's not like a big leap for people if they've followed along with us, that, this is just a doable step-by-step way. And now we're learning how to self-hypnotize. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say, so exactly. In other words, like last week or the other day, we talked about self-talk. And that's what we're really doing, is we're going to be crafting a new kind of self-talk for ourselves. But the hypnosis becomes an adjunct or a shortcut to get the information into our subconscious mind. So all the changes we've been encouraging you to make over time will be made in a much quicker way.
Cool. And just one question, and I'm sure you're going to get to this, but I know some of my clients, when they start to journal and they start to really introspect and think about their negatives, it dredges up a lot of crap. Mm-hmm. And actually can make them feel worse at times. Mm-hmm. And so does hypnotism have the same effect? Do these techniques have the same effect? Should our listeners be aware of that before they get into this, or what?
Great question. So there's more likely to be some of that kind of content dredged up in the process of doing that review process before the hypnosis than during the hypnosis process. However, and this is something that we all need to be forewarned about in our lives, is that whenever we attempt to heal, to truly heal, meaning to truly shed those things that have been holding us back in our lives, then inevitably we are going to walk through some difficult terrain to get to the other side. This is something that is so hard for people to embrace, because we've spent our lives trying to avoid pain and move toward pleasure. And that strategy is a flawed strategy. If we keep on trying to avoid pain and move toward pleasure, what we end up becoming are addicts. We end up becoming people who are chasing the joy of the moment, or the happiness of the moment that isn't really truly happiness, like the drink or the weed or whatever it is. We want that short-term pain relief. The real healing process doesn't happen without a certain amount of discomfort, but it's what gets you to the other side. And of course, with hypnosis, we get you there quicker. You may still experience some of those things along the way, but they won't last as long.
You got to go through the Khumbu Weisfall to get to the summit of Everest.
Bingo. The Kumbu ice wall. I don't even want to imagine what that's like. The second step, folks, is called record. And that's the very simple act of once you've built a script, you're going to be recording that script onto your phone. So we're going to teach you next about how to create that script that you'll be recording. But again, we've reviewed, that's our first R. And now we're going to end up recording once we've created this structure. And that's what we're going to be using and listening to on a regular basis. So review and record. Now, what's going to be recorded? It's going to be a specific sequence of instructions to yourself. And they are relax, release, rescript, and return. So relax. I'm guessing most of you assumed that that was going to be part of this process. Hypnosis is what's called concentrated relaxation. Concentration plus relaxation equals heightened imagination. And imagination, as Einstein said, is more important than knowledge. So we need to be able to access our imagination, and we do that through concentrated relaxation. When I say concentrated relaxation, the first thing you're going to record, or if you prefer, write it down and then you record it from what you've written after the fact, is the relaxation phase of your hypnotic script. Now, there are two steps in the relaxation phase of your hypnotic script. This is the part where you're putting yourself into a hypnotic state. The first part of that process, which in hypnosis we call an induction, your induction, the first part of your induction is a progressive relaxation. A progressive relaxation means you are going to close your eyes and you are going to begin to relax each part of your body by concentrating on that part and sending relaxation to that part. You can use visualization for that. I imagine warm, relaxing, a warm liquid relaxation moving from the forehead down the sides of my face, down my face to my neck, and then down my shoulders and my arms. And so you're doing what you might often call a guided meditation. And so if you're going to write it before you record it, then write that, right? I now lay down with my eyes closed, and I now begin to allow my forehead to relax, to feel a warm wave of relaxation moving down into my face and my shoulders and my jaw and down into my arms and my hands and my fingers, and do it slowly at a pace like this. And I allow myself to feel that relaxation now beginning to move into my chest and my abdomen, all the way down to my hips and my thighs. And just that calming, relaxing voice, directing your focus, directing your energy gradually and progressively through every area of your body, so that as you begin to experience a focused, concentrated relaxation on a particular area, you begin to feel those areas relaxing. And the process of going through this progressive relaxation, the reason for it is that it allows your body to relax. Because once your body relaxes, we can then relax your mind. First, we relax the body, then we relax the mind. And so while you're recording or while you're writing what you were about to record, you're going to write this progressive relaxation all the way down your body. And then you're going to do step 2 of the induction, which is a deepening process, which is where we concentrate on relaxing the mind now that we've already relaxed the body. How do we relax the mind? Through countdown and visualization. I now begin to see myself walking down a long flight of stairs. And as I take each step downward, I go even deeper into relaxation. My mind begins to become quiet. And I begin to let go of the cares of the moment. And I begin to go deeper and deeper and deeper. Another metaphor you might use is an elevator. I'm at the top of the elevator, and as I move slowly down the elevator, I can watch the numbers on the door: 10, 9, 8, 7, speaking in soothing tones and softly, counting the numbers and imagining yourself going down. And as you go down, you're getting more and more relaxed. Your mind is becoming more and more peaceful and more receptive until you arrive at the very bottom of that elevator. And you might imagine the elevator door is opening, and you might imagine yourself moving out into a very beautiful, comfortable place, using visualization to see yourself maybe laying on a meadow or by a stream or on the beach. And so again, that all goes into your recording. And you've done that over the course of maybe 5 minutes, gradually gone through a progressive relaxation and then a deepening process, counting down and visualizing that, coming to a place where you can visualize yourself feeling safe, comfortable, and receptive. And that takes us through the next phase of this. Now, by the way, Dr. Tim, how do you feel right now?
Dude, I was totally zoned out, man.
Yeah, exactly. So just don't, you see, I feel a little bit like going into state myself, because the more you do this, the more receptive your body becomes and the more receptive your mind becomes. And so by writing this down and recording it and listening to it over and over again, it'll start to have a remarkable effect. You look so trippy right now, Dr. Tim. It's great.
I feel like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah. Where's my car, dude? Okay, so you get the idea, right? So you've reviewed and come up with all the things you want to get rid of and all the things you want to get. You've gotten something to record with. You've now begun to write your script. And now the next part of your script that you will record after the relaxation phase, after you've got yourself to that deep, peaceful place, is the release phase. So this is our fourth R, I believe: review, record, relax, and release. What are you releasing? Well, you're releasing all that negativity that you had unearthed and discovered during your sentence completion exercises. And you would do that by saying, I now release all old messages and programs that don't serve me, including the belief that I can't be better, including a feeling of not being good enough, including this heaviness that I feel in my chest. I now release all of this. And so you take all of those things and you put them into your script and you say, I now release all old messages and programs that have kept me stuck, such as, and now you list all of those things, all the stuff you're ready to let go of. In my experience, doing this work, not all hypnotists do it, but I always do, because I find that without releasing the old, it's very hard to take in the new. It's like painting on top of, garbage, right? You got to get rid of the garbage before you paint. So that is the release phase of this. And so you want to take those sentence completion exercises, break them down into words that you can put briefly, and then get them into your script. Review, record, relax, release. The next one is rescript. The rescript part of your script that you're going to record is you saying, I now clear the way to move into my own greatness. I now clear the way to move into my own greatness. And I now see myself. Yes, Dr. Tim?
Do you record this part too?
Everything I've talked about.
Okay, all right, got it.
So we're recording everything. So as I said, we might be writing it first so that we can record it later. So the relax phase, in other words, progressive relaxation and deepening, and I go right into the second part. I now release all old messages and programs that interrupt or get in the way of my, getting where I want to go. And I see them being released and let go. Again, using your imagination, seeing them leaving. And now, as I have cleared the way to embrace my greatness, I can now see myself sitting on the porch with my kids. I can now see myself taking long walks and lifting my grandchildren. I feel healthy and happy. My body is free and unencumbered. Now, here's where we want to be very careful in the rescripting part, because you don't want to say, I am now not in pain, because that's a negative. You want to talk about what you are, not what you're not. I am now free. I am now flexible. I now feel good in my body. And so you start putting those kinds of things together, using these descriptive terms about how you now are in the present tense, in descriptive language. Present tense. If you don't say, once this is done, I will feel good. You're saying, I now feel good. I now am confident. And as Dr. Tim said last week, I am statements. I am confident. I am happy. I am proud of myself. I am free. Things like that. And make a nice list of those things from what you've discovered in your review process, so that you can write those up. And now that you've got your relax, your release, your script, you're going to record it all. Well, wait a minute, there's one more thing to do before you record, and that is you got to come back when it's over. got to return you, right? So you've done all this beautiful work of putting yourself into a very receptive, calm, peaceful state. And you've let go of the old and you've brought in the new, and you're starting to feel very good inside. And you might even say, I now can feel the air coming into my lungs. I feel like I'm free inside. And you just begin to experience that and just lay there feeling the beauty of that calm, peaceful feeling that you're beginning to have. And then you say, and now I begin to return to my full waking awareness, my full awake awareness. And as I now count from 1 to 10, I begin to arise from this state of deep relaxation, alert, awake, refreshed, relaxed, happy, healthy, confident, and free. Now, of course, you can go back and listen to this and copy my words or make up your own, but you're going to say something to that effect. And as I come back up out of this 1 through 10, I feel better and better. And when I come to the number 10, my eyes open, I'm wide awake, and I'm ready to have an amazing day. Now, that little process that we've just described, once you record it, should probably be no more than 10 or 15 minutes long. And this is easy for you to listen to on a daily basis. That's my recommendation. Of course, that's our one big thing for today too, is make that recording for yourself. And if you want a bonus, find some music, some calming, peaceful music. There's tons of it on, just look up hypnotic music on Google and take a little piece of music like that. And if you have one of those programs like Waveform or something, you could put some music behind your voice. Or you could just record it while the music is playing in the background, and the music is going to show up in your recording as well, so that it's soothing and relaxing to you. And use that every day for a minimum of 21 days, and it's going to be powerful for you.
So should we do this when we operate heavy equipment?
Oh, that's the only time you should do it, especially when you're driving at full speed. Cancel. So this is meant to be putting you into a very relaxed and receptive state, not a state of high alertness. And that means that you want to be doing nothing that might potentially put you in harm's way. So not while you're operating heavy equipment, not while you're driving your car. Do this while you're lying in your bed or while you're sitting in a recliner, and in a place where you can feel truly present and where there's nobody else who's going to disturb you, because there's nothing worse than getting super relaxed and having somebody say, Mommy, where are my socks? It just jolts you. So you want this to be a pleasant experience beginning to end.
It's your you time. It's your healing time. And your family should give you space for this because it's so important to do.
Mm-hmm.
This is just tremendous, tremendous stuff. I love it. So anything you want to wrap up with that, Dr. Steve?
Well, I'm super excited. I think Bill had asked a question I think we answered off along the way here, but just to be clear again, you're going to do your preparation. You're going to write down all of these steps in order, and then you're going to record them, Bill. And then you're going to use that recording and listen to that. And as I said, you can add music to it or not, but speak it slowly, speak in the soothing tones, and follow the script and the order in which we just worked. Again, by number 1, beginning the process of relaxing, and then beginning the process of releasing the old, and then rescripting the new, and then returning to your normal waking awareness. And that should all be part of that recorded audio program.
Right. And I think it would be super important to review our previous training on self-talk before you write the new script, because I think it's super important, like you alluded to script that properly.
Exactly.
Put the new input into our brains properly and our subconscious properly. That's the whole purpose of this.
That's right.
That would be really valuable to review our previous training on self-talk.
It was a very good idea. And I invite you to contact us through info@theouchdoctors.com. If you have any questions whatsoever, more than happy to answer those for you. See if we can guide you and help you really tighten up your script so that you can use this thing as a tool to help you remove pain and also other things that might be in your way. So Dr. Tim, we covered a lot of ground in a short period of time here, but believe it or not, we've come to the end of our time. So what are we doing tomorrow or Monday?
Well, actually, on Monday, Dr. Steve, a Monday show is going to be how our clients benefit. So that's going to be a super thing. People have asked us, hey, what is a pain coach? Never heard of that. So what the heck is that? We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to tell some client stories I bet we'll get into.
Yeah.
And you've already shared what the one big thing is for today. Do you want to talk just a 30 seconds or 15 seconds about our Our
Freedom
offer.
from pain kit. Yes. So if you go to theouchdoctors.com, you can get our Freedom from Pain kit, which includes a flowchart and a 14-day challenge that you can use and check off as you go, a self-directed challenge to help you move through whatever is in the way of your pain over the course of the next couple of weeks. And we would expect to see at least a 50% reduction in your pain. So give that a shot, and please share your experience and your results with us here at the Ouch Doctors. And finally, I just want to reiterate one more time, if you'd like to talk about working with us, or if you'd like to talk about improving your script, don't hesitate to reach out to us at info@theouchdoctors.com. And having said all that, train your brain.
Lose your pain.
Guys, have a great day.